listen, I'm gonna need you to stop believing all these misconceptions that you have heard about self-care. They're all lies anyway. And I'm here to give you the truth. So I noticed there has been a shift in the space of self-care. It has become more of a priority for us women, and I couldn't agree more, because let's face it, we should have been doing this a long time ago. However, on the other side of the spectrum, self-care has been viewed in a negative light, and today I wanted to touch on those myths and debunk them and help you understand that practicing self-care is actually more beneficial for you more than you think. Okay, so getting right into the video, the first myth I want to debunk is self-care being selfish. Listen, come closer. I'm gonna whisper a little something to you. Self-care is not selfish if you're prioritizing your needs first. Did you get that? Well, in case you didn't, I'll say it again. Self-care is not selfish if you're prioritizing your needs. Because here's the thing, time and time again, I have seen people put their self on the back burner and they put everyone else before them. And you know what? They do that so much, guess what? They're drained. They're tired. They have nothing else left. This is why a lot of women nowadays are practicing self-care, because they see the value in it. They see the importance of it. All self-care does is teaches you discipline and how to create healthy boundaries with yourself, but not only with yourself, but more importantly, with other people as well. Because those people in turn, by watching you have healthy boundaries, you teaching people how to treat you. Self-care it shouldn't be nowhere on the line of it being selfish. I feel like a lot of that comes from people who don't practice it, and they just looking on the inside. They're looking from the outside in, and they figure, oh, well, I have to be selfish in order to practice it. Self-care is literally the foundation for everything else in your life. If you prioritize just taking time out of your day to read a book or just sitting in silence, everything else will follow. I promise you, once you start practicing self-care, you will see a difference in how you feel, how you think, in all areas of your life. You will begin to see and feel a difference. The second myth I want to talk about is self-care being expensive. Now, I know you have seen a bunch of videos here on YouTube. A lot of women you see in their self-care routine, they use a lot of well-known expensive products, skincare products, body care products. Self-care, doing it doesn't have to be expensive. You can easily go to Walmart, Target, I don't know, the Dollar Tree store, and get you some body care products and skincare products. You don't have to break the bank just to make yourself feel good, to take care of yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with using expensive products when doing your self-care routine, but I notice a lot of people, they may perceive self-care as like it's supposed to look a certain way or be a certain way. It's like, if you're not doing it this particular way, then you're doing it wrong. And here's the thing, self-care, it looks different for a lot of us. There's no one size fits all when it comes to self-care. What I like and what you like are both two different things, vice versa. So you can still have that luxury feel of practicing self-care, but on a budget though. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on a dang, I don't know, face mask or something. $20, $40, $50 on an eye mask. Like what? You don't need all that. Self-care is whatever you want it to be. It's up to you to figure that out. Okay, so the next myth I want to discuss is self-care being time consuming. I get it. You have your 9 to 5. People are busy nowadays. They don't have too much time on their hands. Maybe you have a family that you have to take care of. Maybe you're a mom, maybe you're married, you have obligations. Whatever the need be is, I still think it's important. Small little habits over time make a big change in the long run. It doesn't have to be this 12-step process in order for you to have a good self-care day, routine, or whatever. You don't need all that. It doesn't have to be time consuming. It's only time consuming if you make it complicated. And that's the thing. It's not meant to be complicated. Self-care, when you're prioritizing yourself, when you're caring for yourself, it should be simple. It shouldn't be overwhelming, and it shouldn't feel like a chore. You should enjoy it. But if it's nothing but just taking 5 minutes out of your day, let's say reading a book, I don't know, listening to a podcast, or cooking a healthy dinner, you know, that is a form of self-care. You're cooking dinner, you're feeding yourself nutritious, healthy food. That can be a form of self-care. It's whatever you want. So the next myth I want to discuss is that self-care has to be earned. You already know what I'm going to say. Nope. You shouldn't only be celebrating yourself whenever you accomplish something or when you get something done. If no one ever told you, I'm telling you this now. And I want you to listen and hear me clearly. You should celebrate yourself every day. Every day is a celebration. Guess what? If you feel bad and you need like a little pick-me-up, do some self-care. Whatever that is to you. Go out for a little walk at the park. Go cook you some dinner. Listen to your favorite song. Dance around. I don't care. Do whatever. Even on the days that I don't get stuff completed or I don't feel accomplished in what I should have got done, I still find ways to incorporate small habits of practicing self-care. I don't care what it is. If I'm on my way going to work, sometimes in the morning, I'll put on a playlist, I'll listen to a podcast, something that's motivational, uplifting to get me on the right track. Or other times when I'll just come home, run me a hot shower, and play some music in the background. Something as simple as that. Don't let anyone tell you that it needs to be earned. I'm a firm believer in if ain't nobody else gonna do it, then I'ma do it. Period, point blank. If don't nobody else celebrate me, take care of me, I'm gonna do it myself. The last and final myth I want to discuss is that self-care is only for women. I feel that men can also benefit from self-care as much as we do. In fact, they need it just as bad as we do. You have a lot of women learning how to take care of themselves, healing themselves, prioritizing their needs, and creating healthy boundaries with themselves and with other people. But what about the men over here? What about them? They need some love and care too. They need to know the importance of self-love, self-care. The truth of the matter is, men, they get stressed out too. They get tired too. Because naturally, they're supposed to be the leaders, the providers. So imagine being in a man's position where he has to provide not only for himself, but for his family as well. He has to do all this. He's the one that's leading them. That in itself can be overwhelming, I would imagine, and stressful. Like I said, everyone can benefit from it. Men need self-care as much as women need it. Self-care is for everybody. Literally everybody. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you found this helpful, then give this a like and subscribe for more content like this. I have another video next where I'll be going more into detail about different types of self-care that you can practice, that you should be doing. So stay tuned for that video. If you don't want to miss it, then subscribe to this channel and be on the lookout for the next one. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, day, night, whatever time you're watching this. Bye.